Hi, I'm Cristin. I'm a Springbox reviewer, and I'm here to talk about week 4 review.
Hey, I'm a toddler.
You're a toddler. Hello, this is Fiona. She's a toddler.
She's a toddler.
She may or may not give some review.
I'm Jenny. I'm a senior citizen.
This is my mom. So we're here all together. I had planned to bring my mom on with me.
Ducky.
Well, Ducky's downstairs. And then we got the time wrong. We were still doing bedtime routine because of my sister's fiance's birthday party. And then we had some toddler issues and poof, there goes the time. So, honey bun, we're all doing our live together. Hi, Katie. You're getting a real life wobbly dobbly. Oh, Gretchen says she's already said that I was gorgeous, but so is your mom. Well, it's hard not to show obviously where it came from since we look so much alike. Yes, Fiona.
Can Ducky read this book?
Maybe. Do you want to go downstairs and ask him?
Yeah.
Okay.
Good idea.
Good idea. So,
Here you go.
Fiona is gonna go
Take your book.
away with a book, and we're gonna chat. So, okay.
Okay.
So I asked my mom here today because when I got the extra Dorian Gray by happy accident, I gave one to my dad and one to my mom. So last week, I'm going to give it mostly on my mom's face in a second. Last week, we heard from my dad, his impressions, and now I want to hear from my mom. So I'm going to turn it more on your face.
Okay.
And ask you, so you've been using it for close to 3 weeks now, I think.
Yes. At least. Maybe 3.5.
Okay. What are your first impressions?
My first impressions are that I feel like my skin is brighter and more even toned. I feel like it seems fresher than it did before. And I'm not one that uses face care. I've been very lazy most of my life with my face. So I don't have a lot to compare.
What has been your routine?
The routine is...
I mean, before doing this.
Before
like
this...
historically, what have you done?
Nothing. Basically nothing. I'm honest. I wash my face as part of my shower, and that's it. I didn't do anything else. And getting in the habit of a routine was a little bit difficult, but I think I'm in it now.
And you've been doing it AM and PM, correctly?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Correct, not correctly. Correct. Okay. Have you noticed any difference in your dark spots?
I think a little bit. For a while I was saying no, they didn't seem any lighter, but I think that they are getting lighter. I have one on my lip up here and another one on the side of my cheek that I think are getting a little lighter. And I noticed midweek this week that I suddenly had another blemish on this cheek, and a day later it was gone. So I guess I can give the credit to Dorian Gray.
Well, if that's the only thing you've ever done in your whole life, I feel like there's no other place to put the credit. It's a real easy control group.
Yes. It's embarrassing, but true.
Well, we all come to Sabbatical Beauty in our own ways and our own times. Gretchen says, "What dark spot?" It is harder to see them.
I guess lighting is not so good.
We're not in our ideal lighting. We're in my daughter's room because that's where I happened to be when I realized my giant mistake. And so we went straight on. What are your impressions of? I'm going to come back in closer again.
Okay.
What are your impressions of the consistency? Like, do you have any thoughts on consistency or the smell of it?
The smell is a little off-putting to me. I thought just a little strange. It's not, I shouldn't say off-putting, but it's a little strange. I guess I'm used to any lotions or things I've known before as having more of a flowery or you know, that kind of a smell. So that was just a little unusual to me, but the consistency is nice. It feels a little sticky when it first goes on, but then that dries pretty quickly. And then I feel like my skin just feels fresh and smooth.
Well, that's all great. Hi, Hayne. Thanks for joining us. Gretchen says she once thought that Dorian Gray smelled like wet dogs.
I wouldn't go that far.
I think mine smells a little bit like feet, personally.
Maybe it's more, I'd go
It's a
more
little
with
bit-
feet than wet dog.
But I smell it when I'm like, when it's on my hand, but once it's on my face, I don't smell
it at
it.
all.
Like, it's instantly gone. So I don't
agree.
walk around thinking that there's like gym socks on my face. That's not,
No.
that's not what.
And I've never noticed that on you either.
I feel like she would have said,
I would have told
hey,
you.
the woman who was in charge of telling me when I was 13 or however old I was, I needed deodorant, would tell me
If your face smells like
if
gym
my
socks.
face smells like gym socks. But that's not the case.
No.
Feet equals nice wet dog, is according to Gretchen.
Okay.
So I had something planned for tonight, which I still may try, because I could jump off the bed, hand the phone to my mom, and have her try Pearl for the first time, which she has never tried. And I think you really like it, because I know... Hi, Adeline. Adeline says hi.
Hi, Adeline.
This is Jenny, my mom. I think that as someone who... I think at most, you might be willing to, like, use a special cleanser and maybe add, like, 1 or 2 other things to your routine. But that's probably... You're maxed out at that point.
That's probably it for me. Yes.
So I was thinking that Pearl might be a really nice serum because it adds more shine, because you said you like the brightening effect of Dorian Gray.
I do like that.
It's also very moisturizing. And because... Oh, Adeline, guess what? I get to tell you how it's spelled. It's Ginny. Ginny. Adeline, I said her name wrong like a million times.
Oh, well, okay.
And so...
Well,
yeah.
then you're entitled to one wrong back.
So I'm going to hand the phone to my mom real quick, run and get Pearl so she can try it for all of you and get her first impressions. And I will be right back. Mom, while I'm gone, the 30 seconds I'm gone.
Okay.
Don't touch the screen.
Don't touch the screen. I don't have the evil touch that my husband
Don't touch
has.
the screen. And can you, if you're willing, will you tell them how old you are and your skin type?
I don't, well, yes, I will gladly tell them how old I am. I am 66. I'll be 67 in July. I'm not big on the right terminology for my skin type, but at this point I'm mostly dry. I don't have oily spots really at all. I just have kind of a consistent all over dryness. So I can use some help with that.
Okay.
And she's back.
And I'm back. And what you guys cannot tell is that my pants are unzipped and like halfway falling down because I was so not prepared. Gretchen says, "Shut up." Hi, Rachel.
Can you give any insight on what my skin type is? I said I'm just dry.
Well, when you're washing your face after you're done, does it feel tight? Does the skin feel tight?
A little.
And how long in the day does it take for it to stop being tight?
Oh, not long at all.
Okay. So maybe you're... I'm going to touch. You feel a little bit dry to me, but you don't feel overly dry. Do you...
I'm not flaky.
You don't-
It's
you don't
not
flake.
flaky. No. My hands or legs do that, but my face does not get flaky.
And I would say you maybe are like sort of kind of dry.
Okay.
But do you have any oily?
Technical term is sort of kind of
Sort of kind of dry. Maybe not as dry as you should be.
What does that mean?
For not using any product.
For
not using any. You don't even use like a good face soap.
No.
So for what you use and what you don't use, I think you're less dry than I would assume.
Okay. That sounds good. I'm just real lucky.
Madeline says, "That's good, Ginny, from one senior to another."
Okay.
Okay, I'm sorry for the wobbliness, but I'm getting my arm workout right now. And we're still not very much in screen together. But, okay, that's better.
That's better.
So I brought in, where did they go? Here, over here.
Okay.
I brought in Blush Beauty Oil. Katie, I'm going to reveal something that even my mom doesn't know right now.
Uh-oh.
In my Adeline's birthday party order, I ordered her and my dad some face wash.
Woohoo!
And I have a whole pearl to give her if she likes it.
Oh, yay!
So yes.
Surprise!
There's like, there's party gifts for joining me online. Okay, and I also have the Pearl Serum. Both the Blush Beauty Oil and Pearl are in Springbox. And so I had my dad try After Sun Balm Rescue and the Donkey Milk Gel Sleeping Pack. So I wanted to have him mix it up and try different things. Also, because I assumed my dad didn't want to smell like roses, and he said, well, there's a lot worse things to smell like. So there I go,
right.
making gender assumptions I should not have done. And I've hurt his feelings, and he doesn't smell like a bed of roses. And so I'm going to angle a little bit because my arm is dying. And going to give you a drop. Okay, can you take the dropper? Yeah.
Yes.
And without touching, drop a drop on your ring finger. Like, don't put the dropper onto your skin.
Okay.
So have it just drop.
Drop.
Okay. Put this in here. Thank you.
Twist it tight.
Then
okay. Now.
I would do like dot on forehead, dot on cheek, dot on chin, and then rub it in.
Dot on forehead. Dot on cheek.
Mm-hmm. Dot on forehead.
I did forehead.
Oh, no, chin. Sorry.
Chin. Okay.
Okay, and then lightly, gently spread it or press it. Can you see?
Yeah.
And if it's soaked in and it's like all gone already, I'll give you more.
Okay. Yeah, I got a little bit in there.
Do you want another one? Another drop?
I could use a little more. My forehead feels like it's pretty dry.
Feels like a Sahara?
Yeah.
Okay. What's amazing is that we live in a very humid climate. And so if you feel dry, then we really need to moisturize you. Okay.
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 There we go.
Okay. Nice gentle patting. So how does it feel texture-wise when it's going on?
Very nice. Very nice. It's not as tacky as the Dorian Gray. It's a little smoother. It feels like it covered very well from that little tiny bit I put on. Mm-hmm. I'm surprised. I thought I was going to need at least 10 more drops.
Well, and the good thing about if you were layering, so if you layered this with Dorian Gray, I tend to do Pearl after Dorian Gray. I think that's the right order. Please correct me if I'm wrong about the chart order. But when you're layering serums, it takes very small amounts because you're adding different layers of moisture to your skin.
So this would go after Dorian Gray and then sunscreen?
Yes.
Okay.
Sunscreen always comes last.
Okay.
Yes.
I'm also getting very good at that because of this process.
Yay! Sunscreen! Okay. Madeline, I think you're right. Madeline says, I think Cristin's going to be minus some Pearl. Or I already gave my After Sun away to my dad. He tried to take the Donkey Milk Gel Sleeping Pack, and I was like, excuse me, I use that every night. Give it back.
Yes,
Gretchen
I
says
like the Pearl.
we should get you some Snow, which is a moisturizer.
Okay.
For sleeping pack, which sleeping pack just means you put it on only at night.
Okay.
And it helps seal in the moisturizer so that as you're sleeping, it forces everything deeper into your skin than if it was just sitting there without it.
I could do that.
Yeah. Okay. Madeline says it's not too late to spruce up your skin.
That's good.
Okay, so the other thing I wanted to have you try is the beauty oil. This is the Blush Beauty Oil. And you can see the really pretty rose buds, rose petals in the bottom.
Beautiful.
Fiona likes this one. When Fiona asks to have a mask, I just put a little bit of this on her skin.
And she smells
And she
like a
smells
bouquet.
so good. Okay, can you unscrew that for me?
Yes. Are you holding?
I'm holding.
Okay.
Maybe.
Let me have.
Okay,
my
you hold
other
it.
hand. Okay.
Okay, it's open. So do the same thing. So take a little.
All
This is
right.
precarious business, ladies. Precarious business. Okay. I would give yourself 2 drops right off the bat.
Oh boy.
Okay. And then
Okay.
now I want you to rub your hands vigorously together. Really get some good friction. So I just learned this technique from Carol.
Now what?
Keep going.
Oh.
Until you feel like your hands get hot. And then press them on your hand. Face. On your face.
Okay.
Okay, press it and like all over your face. All over your face.
Oh, I smell so good. Oh, yummy.
Bye, Marissa. Thanks for being here.
Oh, that's nice.
Okay. And so you have a little bit on the back of your hand. You could grab that too. You could just dribble it over your fingers.
It did. Went through my fingers. Okay.
So how does that feel?
That feels lovely.
Lovely?
Mm-hmm. Very smooth and rich.
Oh, Caitlin's here.
Hi, Kate.
And since I wasn't able to demonstrate the technique beforehand, I'm just telling her right now. I'll show her the Carol's palms in the eye socket thing, because I did that today and it was really, really lovely.
Palms in the eye socket.
It sounds terrible,
It does.
but it's not. It's not. So already, Mom,
Okay.
I can see that your
see it?
skin looks rosier to me.
I need to put my glasses
Put your
on.
glasses on.
I agree.
So you look
I like that.
rosier, and it's really not from the oil. Like the oil is not gonna, but the act of putting it on sometimes helps circulation a little bit.
I like
And
that.
do you feel moisturized?
I do feel moisturized from that little bit. Yes, very nice.
Okay.
Who knew?
Well,
All of you apparently knew, but I didn't.
Adeline knew, and we're all learning each step of the way. Any last words before I let you off the hook?
I just want to thank everybody for all the wonderful support you all are to each other, and I see that Cristin is getting support from all of you, and I like that a lot. And I also think it's a great thing to have people supporting each other in lots and lots of positive ways, and then looking lovely on top of it.
Couldn't say it better myself. Thank you, Mom.
You're welcome.
Thanks for joining us. Now I'm going to let her off my daughter's bed
Okay.
and give you a quick update from myself. Can you even get off the bed?
It won't be pretty, but I can do it.
You're not on.
Good.
Okay. It's a memory foam mattress, and when you've been sitting on it for a while, it's like impossible to get out of. Okay. Bye.
Bye.
So, quick update from me. I got rose gold put in my hair, which I don't know if you can tell or not, which I love. That's just a personal update. But to week 4. So, I'm such a hot mess. I'm sorry. I feel terrible about being so late. As I was doing my blog posts this afternoon, I went back and I was looking at pictures from January and comparing it with pictures from today and yesterday. And the 2 biggest things I can say, and there's many things to say, is that the lines here between my eyes and the lines in my forehead here have drastically diminished in appearance. There's been a real improvement. And I was even looking at some pictures that had like flattering light. Thank you, Adeline. I've also noticed the beginnings of some diminishing of my wrinkles around my eyes. But this is the area that I think I've seen the most improvement on. And then, of course, my dark spots. So this one here, which was significantly darker. This one here, which has actually gone through a bit of a development where there's a new section that's come along in the process, but they're both becoming lighter. Katie's asking, what do I think it is? I think it's Dorian Gray Anti-Aging Serum twice a day. That's what I think. I've also continued with my glow at night. So I do Dorian Gray AM, PM, and then glow in the evening on those spots. Prior to Springbox, I was doing Sleeping Beauty oil in the PM and glow. And I was not comfortable. I mean, Sleeping Beauty has a color to it that leaves a slight bluish hue to your skin. And so that's not really great for the daytime. So I think being able to do retinol AM and PM is a big difference. And I think then continuing with glow. And once it gets warmer, I will likely replace either Blush Beauty oil or another layer with the pressed red wine serum and use that as a moisturizer. So that continues with the brightening and the attacking of the brown spots. Because I know I have more in my future. I'm a Florida girl with a lot of sun exposure, and so I know they're inevitable. Gretchen, I was apprehensive about using Dorian Gray in the morning as well, but I have been very diligent with my sunscreen. And you know, my day job is in an office, so it's, you know, getting in and out of the car. I have big sunglasses, and if I'm knowing I'm going to be outside for a long period of time, then I don't use it that day. I'm not comfortable enough to just be like, I can layer enough with sunscreen. Oh, Gretchen, you like red wine in summer too? It's really, really nice. It's so refreshing. It does not leave a tint to your skin, even though when it comes out of the jar, it's quite red. My SPF, Gretchen, is 50. It's the Biore Water Essence. And it goes on really nicely. It does not leave a film of any kind. It's a chemical sunscreen, so it's not like putting on the zinc oxide Ghost Face, which is what I do use when I'm at the beach. I just go straight up Ghost. Yeah. Other observations. I'm learning so much about my skin and the techniques. So that's something I'm really, really appreciating and enjoying, is learning from other reviewers. Like, I love Carol's technique for putting on blush, and I used it today after putting on my Lotus. So I sprayed Lotus on. I haven't watched Hane's video yet, but I want to check out her technique. I spritzed Lotus Serum on, and while it was still wet, I went ahead and used blush and used the friction to heat up the oil in my hands and pressed it in. And by the time I was done pressing, everything was absorbed. I didn't say before, but because I was so unprepared, the face you're seeing right now is my end of day face. It hasn't been washed yet. All I have on for makeup is mascara and a little bit of a brow powder. And so I'm due for a wash. I'm not coming away oily here. My oily spots have gone from forehead, nose, and chin to really being just right around my nostrils here. Even up here, I've got a shine going on, but it's not oily. It feels matte. That's just dewy goodness. Just dewy goodness, and I couldn't be more of a fan. Other things I've learned. I'm trying to remember my blog, which in my frazzled state is proving to be challenging. And just for the record, there's been no alcohol involved in tonight. It's just straight up poor planning on my part. I still have to make homemade, oh crap, what's it called? Play-Doh for Fiona's school tomorrow before I go to bed and wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning. Bye, Natalie. Thanks for popping in. The other thing, and I think Carol said this in her last video as well, is that I've learned that my skin talks to me. And it hadn't really occurred to me before that that is a thing. And that is a thing. And not becoming like, I used to, before Sabbatical Beauty, think that like a regime was a regime was a regime. And you figure it out, and that's what it is. It never changes. You have your moisturizer, you have your toner, you're set, you go. Learning that there's different needs of your skin per season, and learning how to listen to my skin and realize that if I put on my normal 1 drop of blush and it's gone in a millisecond, then my skin is telling me I need more. And to do that, I'm also learning just to be more patient. I've had great successes in so many areas with Springbox. One area that I'm still struggling with is my chin. I get a lot of really small pimples in my chin. You can see that better right there. I've had moments where that has gotten clearer and I've got really excited and then it's come back again. So I know I'm getting there. I'm learning. I'm not quite there yet. I'm also realizing, I've always known that my acne has been synced with my cycle. And when I have my period, I tend to get my breakouts. But I was not aware that my blackheads sort of followed the same cycle. And it makes sense. It's all congestion of the skin. But also learning that has changed the way I think about what I do. I masked this morning. I've started masking just parts of my face, depending on what I need. So this morning I just did camel milk and yeast, just sort of like a camel milk and yeast goatee. To address that issue and not feeling like everything has to go everywhere all the time and being more sensitive to my skin, being more sensitive to my sensitive skin and not sort of demanding that my whole face be one thing all the time, which is not realistic. And because of that, because I'm being kinder to myself, I'm getting more results. And that has truly come from the community and other people suggesting how they use products. Seeing Marissa talk about, she might use 10 or 12 different serums, but she's using them in key areas for specific reasons, and that's just really changed my thinking. So I'm sure I'm forgetting things. My whole regime will be in my blog post. It really hasn't changed a lot. This week, all I did was I stopped using Maple Essence Toner because I felt like I needed a little bit less this week. It got up to 78, 81 degrees. And because I was using Asian Powerhouse serum, that's still the essence in the K-Beauty lineup. So I took out Maple Essence Toner and kept in Asian Powerhouse serum. And that has helped me feel just a little bit less tacky in my skin. Okay, so I promised to be more put together for my last review, and please let me know in the comments if this is something you would like. But I learned a lot from watching Liz do her whole routine that included her cleansing routine, because I realized that I wasn't cleansing to my full potential in how long I was taking to massage the oil into my face, and that really upped my cleansing game. So I wanted to show my whole routine. I'll do night because that's my longest routine, including cleansing. So if that's something you guys would like to see me do, I will do that next week. Okay, and I had one last thought, and then I'll go and relieve you from this torture that is crazy-headed, crazy-minded Cristin today. And that is masking. And I didn't do as much of it this week as I would normally do because I had a really busy week and there were really busy evenings. And I feel it. I feel the absence of that time spent sort of decompressing. And so I really encourage you guys and myself, this is directed at myself as well, to take that time. And not only does my skin miss it, but my spirit and soul misses it. And when I was thinking about, like, how do I talk about masking to someone who doesn't really get masking or doesn't do it and doesn't understand what it brings to the table, and the best analogy I could come up with is that, like, when I'm wearing a mask, it's kind of like I'm a caterpillar and I have created this chrysalis, and then when I wash it off, I've emerged a brighter version of myself. And so for me, that's what it is. It's taking a little bit of time to reset, to rejuvenate, and then I emerge a brighter, more calm version of myself. So that's what I've got for you tonight, or morning, or whenever you're watching this video. And at that point, I think I'm going to make sure that I haven't missed any questions. I'm going to scroll through real quick and make sure no questions have been missed. Oh, Katie, you said good to the routine. Excellent. Gretchen's getting Biore. Woohoo! It's really, really good. And it lasts a long way. I use like that much for my face most days, you know, for just regular day. At the beach, I go way heavier everywhere. And I go chemical and physical sunscreen at the beach. Let's see. Spot treat. Yep, says Madeline. Okay. There's a lot of comments, so I'm hoping I haven't missed anything. Okay. I'm checking one last time. Oh, Madeline, that's great. She says, spot treat yourself to a happier face. That's so true. Okay, and I'm glad it's been helpful. I'm very glad. And thank you all for being so understanding and showing up even though I was late. If you're watching this on YouTube and wondering what the hell is going on, this is not my normal MO, but this is real life, and this is what you get with real life reviewers. We ask that you subscribe to the YouTube channel. There's tons of content coming your way every day, so much to learn, and it's super exciting. So thank you all for being here tonight, and I'll be back next weekend. I have a live on Saturday and Sunday, so I'll be doing my last product review, and then I will be doing my final week 5 review. Thank you so much, SBs. See you soon.